What's up, kids? It is another glorious Wednesday morning here at Zanadu Comics with The Comic Should Smell Good, where we roll comic books. That's right, look at that.
Look at that, we're the bad boys.
That's right.
Comics. We're the NWO of comics, brother.
I didn't even pay for this yet. Ready? Look at that. Yeah, no, I should. Alright, Perry, here comes Perry. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna flatten that out a little bit. Alright.
Stomping noise?
Yes, anyway. Yeah, it is another awesome Wednesday full of many comic books. Mr. Will is off doing the good son thing in his far-off Midwest land of what is probably really cold.
The good son thing? Like throwing his mom off a cliff?
No, like going to visit his mom.
Oh.
Like being good.
Oh, so it's not a Macaulay Culkin situation?
No.
Okay.
No, that thankfully. Most people don't model their lives after Macaulay Culkin, but those...
So then he's the Elijah Wood in this scenario.
Neither are very good, actually, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. One's got really hairy feet.
Wow.
Yeah, right? Speaking of hairy feet.
Anyways,
yeah, without further ado, we're going to let Mr. Morgan start.
cool. Sweet.
Let's see what you got.
My first pick here is something that may look very familiar, but at the same time, very different. This is Love and Rockets #1. I know you're thinking,
Okay.
didn't Love and Rockets number, 4 come out last week?
Yes.
Yeah, it did. But we just, we know what you need in your life, and what you need is more Love and Rockets.
That's right.
What we didn't have was copies of #1, because it was out of print. What a tragedy. So, the kind people at Fantagraphics did a second printing featuring the awesome variant cover that was very, 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 very scarce in the first run. You've got the weird aged-up version of all the characters on each side. You may remember the cover for #1 having the gang from Locust looking like their old-school 80s days, but here we see the forces of time having ravaged them, reduced them to... honestly, pretty much just the same people with a few wrinkles. It's kind of how it works,
Jaime's not going to put more than a few more lines on this stuff.
Yeah, no, it's all about the economy of
It's just
line
not
people.
happening. Yeah.
Learn Love and Rockets.
That's right.
But yeah, same great stuff, just a different cover.
I think we got
Read
1,
it.
3, and 4 in.
Yeah.
And you don't have to read them all completely in order. That's kind of half the fun of Love and Rockets. You just jump in.
Yeah.
And a blast from the past, as it is. The X-Men, the new X-Men, return to the world of 2099. Marvel 2099 is one of my favorite cyberpunk future stuff that exists. I'm always such a sucker. And this is X-Men Blue #17. We got Cullen Bunn and R.B. Silva bringing you the story, yes, of 2099 with all sorts of X-Men that you've probably never heard of because you probably didn't read X-Men 2099 because unless you were growing up, then really why would you search out 2099 books, I guess?
Because you heard about it and you were like, wait, that was a thing they did? Oh my god.
But the art on this looks gorgeous. R.B. Silva is doing his best Stuart Immonen impression with colors by Rain Barreto that looks really, really cool. And again, I'm always just such a sucker for future X-Men stuff. This has been my preferred of the 2 X-Men books that are out right now. It begins the Cross-Time Caper storyline that'll be going on for the next couple of weeks.
And over at Dark Horse, we have the trade paperback collection of the second volume of Lady Killer by Joelle Jones, who is really taking the reins on this book this time around, writing it by herself, with only colors by Michelle Madsen and letters by Crank assisting. Although it does look like Laura Allred did colors on part of it, but that's just because, when you know Laura Allred, you don't not get her to color something.
Right.
This is the awesome story of a housewife turned hitwoman who does exactly what you think she would do. She hosts Tupperware parties and then kills the guests. It's really, really, really beautiful art. Joelle Jones recently did an arc on the main Batman book, which saw Catwoman and Bruce go to the desert to fight Talia, because that's just what you do when you're Batman. You're like, well, I have to have my 2 girlfriends have a sword fight to decide which one gets to sleep with me.
Yeah, Talia's gotta vet you. Talia, you can't have sex with Batman unless Talia vets you. And that means sword fight in the desert, absolutely.
Yep, that's... Come on, it's an all-ghoul thing. All they think about is sword fighting and pits.
It's true, man. It's true. And hairy-chested Batman.
Yeah, right.
My next book is from Dark Horse and the Valderrama brothers, who...
Not like Wilmer.
Yeah.
Not that 70s show.
No.
I swear.
Yeah. debuting their first American work, and this is a story, kind of a fantasy post-apocalyptic thing about these young kid gangs who called the Blood Wolves and the Grim Bastards, and they collide in frequently escalating encounters using this destructive amber noir, a rare but potent fuel that clearly fuels destruction.
So it's like unobtainium.
It's like unobtainium.
Gotcha.
Right.
Gotcha.
But this looks really, really badass. You got some cool kind of kaiju Guy Davis looking monsters. You've got this guy who spits in his shotgun and then shoots you with the spit, which means that's got to be some vicious, gnarly crap that exists in that guy's bloodstream. But it's even got a little bit of like black and white Taiyu Matsumoto feel going down here. I really dig like kind of the young kid gang stuff. This would almost be like what Kirby would make if he was, in a post-apocalyptic wasteland. You even got a dude with like a Kaneda jacket. So they're hitting all the big spots in this. But this looks really, really fun. New from Dark Horse. I don't know if it's ongoing or a mini. They don't announce it until they get the first numbers. But yeah, I'm excited for new talent from outside of America.
Alright. And a Dark Horse mainstay here, although at Image, John Arcudi has brought to us the newest volume, yes, a whole new #1 for Rumble. The story of a fallen god who is forced to inhabit the body of a scarecrow to take revenge on the monsters who cast him out of his former vessel. And, more importantly, the useless sad sack who has to deal with all of this. And his poor friends who have to deal with the useless sad sack who has to deal with all of this.
That's right.
It's really just a lot of people dealing with a lot of stuff that they have no preparation for whatsoever. This is a city full of monsters and gods, and there's a giant Paul Bunyan statue in the first issue of the first series, which was pretty cool. But this picks up having, after Rathrak dethroned the leader of the demons, and apparently has taken over. As far as that goes. Still hasn't gotten his heart back. He got his body back, but not the heart. That's what really matters, even for a monster.
It's true.
Arcudi's joined by David Rubin, who was previously doing the, was it the Dr. Frankenstein, or...
Sherlock Frankenstein.
Sherlock Frankenstein, yeah.
That dude's been a workhorse.
Dark Horse, and he also did the Aurora West books for Paul Pope, his Battling Boy series. Really bringing the monster action here. When you got, like, monsters with swords, like redneck monster hunting squads, and monsters wearing tracksuits.
There you go.
That's just a lot right there.
Yes. And my next pick is the most awesome Mr. Miracle. Yes, we talk about it a lot. Yes, it needs to be continued to talk about. This is a book that absolutely you need to be reading. No trade waiting on this. Like, did you read last issue? How intense that was? It was highly, highly intense. Tom King has been kicking it, even just at issue 5 here, into real overdrive, and, oh man.
Yeah.
Oh man, alright.
I mean, honestly, what else would they do?
What else were you gonna do? Yeah. This is just, I've said it before, but not since his Walt Simonson putting out Kirby stuff has there been stuff that is so good that has honored the Kirby legacy and still gone forward and looked to the future and tried to do something new. And that is this Mr. Miracle book. This is the New Gods book that we need for a new generation. And they still get, look how nice this cover is. It's this great kind of like emotional, big bar of Mr. Miracle moment. And then, of course, things go wrong because they inevitably do. But yeah, Mitch Gerads, Tom King, 5 out of 12, almost about halfway.
Plus an appearance by the Funky Flash Man.
Yes!
Possibly the greatest Stan Lee cameo of all time.
Yup. Who, may be about as real as Oberon. We don't know.
Yeah, right.
We don't know.
Who I noticed in that issue, Oberon's last name is officially Kurtzberg.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in case we needed, like, another
nod.
This is, what, the 12 billionth tribute to Kirby this year? It's great.
Yeah.
Anyways. Last book here, for me at least. One that me and Casey, at least, and just about every single other person that'll listen to us, hopefully, has been looking forward to. This is the 4th issue, the 4th very late issue. Oh, this is the last one?
This is it, man.
Oh, no!
This is it.
God.
All the people have to die in this one.
Well, yeah, I was noticing there was a suspicious amount of people dying in this one.
Yes, that's why.
But yeah, Aliens, Dead Orbit is here. James Stokoe, writing, drawing, coloring, lettering, everything. Everything-ing.
Yes.
He is
Yes.
inging all the things.
Yes, he's doing it all. Throwing all the switches.
Yeah, man. Stokoe aliens.
It's been so cool. It's been so worth the wait,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And then, yeah, like we said, there's like at least 3/4 of the cast that has to die horribly in this one issue. I'm sensing like some Warren Ellis Stormwatch Aliens crap where they just
Oh, no.
wasted the entire team in like one issue. And then my final book is a very formative book in my, I guess, superhero career, reading career, is The JSA by Jeff Johns and David Goyer, who co-wrote with this originally. This is one of the earlier books that Jeff Johns did, I think even maybe the second, after Stars and Stripe for DC that he worked on. This was before Jeff Johns had really made a name for himself on legacy characters and really understanding the kind of power and the necessity of bringing the next generation or continuing the monikers, you know, the lineage of these heroes throughout the future.
Yeah, this
And
idea of continuity not just being baggage.
that's right. You know, and in this, the JSA, which is the Justice Society of America, were a bunch of what could be considered old fogies.
Oh yeah, old
and
ass Flash with his like sweater and his tin hat.
I know. And so Jeff Johns mixed those with new characters like Jakeem Thunder, James Robinson Starman, who at the time was new, and you got Atom Smasher, Stars and Stripe, the Hourman from the 853rd century.
The Kendra Saunders Hawk girl.
Which
probably the best Hawk girl.
the
ever.
best Hawk girl.
If not the best Hawk person.
Yeah, which you are seeing in Dark Knight's Metal, and Jeff Johns was also responsible for fixing the Hawk's origin until Jim Starlin decided to just unravel that.
And nothing ever came of that. I'm still
I
mad
know,
about
me
that.
too. I'm kind of pissed. But yeah, it's the first 15 issues of what is truly a quintessential run, not in just the history of Jeff Johns' work, but in the history of DC alone. In one of the issues, I forget who said it, but it was perfectly put, the Justice League teaches you how to punch people in the face. The Justice Society, that teaches you how to be a hero. And that's what it's about, man. It's about teaching the next generation. If it wasn't for the JSA, nobody would know how to just be a hero. Nothing. They'd have Jack. So I'm very excited. This is all in one book. $35, and tons of Dr. Fate action. I mean, this is like pre-New 52 DC stuff that is absolutely necessary. And that's going to be about it for us this week. We are still having our big sale, the unfortunate closing sale, but that means 20 to 50% off all the books. Toys are 25% off, statues are on sale, all sorts of stuff is on sale. Perry's pulling out all sorts of cool junk from the back that has been vanishing instantly because we can't believe that we actually have it. So come in, get your comics, take a look around, take the time to browse, and thank you as always for watching. We'll be back next week.